listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's The Tomorrow People After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's The Tomorrow People After Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to AfterBuzz TV. I was waiting for the music to come in.
There it is.
We are doing an Tomorrow People. I was going to say an after show for the Tomorrow People. We're doing an after show for the Tomorrow People. Season 1, Episode 11, entitled Rumble. I am Tom Connolly, and sitting next to me.
Hi, I'm Yael. Nice.
So, second episode we're doing now.
Yep.
What'd you think of this one?
I really enjoyed this episode. I think it was really great to get Cara's backstory.
Yes.
That is something I've been waiting for 11 whole episodes.
Well, we saw some of it, a little piece of it.
A tiny bit.
Yes.
And there's still so much more that we need.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that we finally got a bit today. We got even more, and it made her make a lot more sense. And it was a really good episode.
Yeah.
I think they promoted it poorly.
Yeah, from the preview from last week, this was nothing like that at all.
No, it seemed like last week we were told this week's going to be this big elaborate test.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
No. I mean, there was a test, kind of.
It wasn't big or elaborate.
No, it wasn't, no. But I think we got into more of what Jedikiah is doing, which we found out more towards the end.
Yeah.
Of that, because how I was kind of saying last week, I was like, don't they know what Steven's doing outside of
Right.
Ultra?
Yeah.
And we did find out that they're figuring out what he's doing outside of Ultra. Oh yeah, so we get the backstory of Cara, which it seemed like it picked up right where the other episode when she left her family.
Yeah.
So she's on the streets, basically trying to survive, just stealing food.
Yeah.
And she gets tracked by Ultra agents, end up getting picked up by Julian and Nellie. And they kind of take her in to teach her how to use her powers and
right.
get more training. But Julian's kind of a weird guy.
He's so weird.
Yeah.
And creepy.
Mm-hmm. Like when the scene with where it was Cara comes out and her she just showered and she has Nellie's clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
It was, to me, it was just an awkward kind of scene where
made you uncomfortable.
Yeah, kind of, because it didn't. I understand they're trying to help her, but it seemed like they were going in a weird direction with it, of them trying to It was almost like seducing her, right?
They were grooming her to be part of them.
Yes.
In a dirty way.
Yes, exactly. As I'm watching, I'm like, are they together? Does Nellie like Cara? I didn't know what was going on.
Well, later,
it was very mixed signals all over the place.
Well, later when they reconnect, he says you kept, I see you kept her look.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, gross.
Yeah. But I don't think she really kept her look.
No.
I don't think she really looked like her that much.
No.
Toward, when he ends up meeting up with her.
Yeah, not enough that I would notice.
Yeah, but I thought that was the most strangest scene of the episode. And then he him choking her, Darth Vader choking her out. And him, it was just weird. We'll move on from that, but it was weird.
Well,
for a CW show, it was a very weird scene.
I think it got weirder later when because he really enjoyed
that
feeling of don't kill someone. And I like that he said it was a drug. And he explained eventually that it's the best high, and he feels so alive. So I think that made it a lot clearer, because up until that point, it was very... he was like aroused by almost killing someone.
Julian, you're a weird guy.
Yeah.
You have some problems, and you need to fix them, please. But I don't think he's going to.
No, and then at the end we see him with another little girl.
Yeah, I'm
gonna show you some magic tricks, little girl.
Weird. Weird dude.
Wait, CW, way to cross the line.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. All I can say is weird. It was weird. Okay, so Steven's training at Ultra. We meet Hillary, and another guy, which we never got his name.
Who cares who he is?
Who will probably die sooner rather than later.
Because of Steven, of course.
Yes. And they're doing, tests, and only according to
Jedikiah.
Yeah, Jedikiah, that only one of them is gonna pass this test and become a full Ultra agent. Which I kind of thought Steven was a full Ultra agent.
I also thought that.
I didn't realize he was going through tests still.
Yeah. I guess he's a junior agent.
I guess, but he goes out on all the most important missions.
Right.
That's like, your third month is, a cop. I'm sure you're not going to be like, oh yeah, you're going out on the biggest mission we have. And
right.
You're going out by yourself.
Yeah.
And somebody else, maybe one other person, maybe, you and somebody else. But
somebody else who clearly isn't capable of their job because you're going to get them killed.
Exactly. Yes. So Steven's going through these tests, and Hillary is kind of snarky to him, like, she definitely knows her stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when Jedikiah tells him that, Julian Masters, who is he? And she knew that he was a breakout.
Yeah. Well, what's really interesting though is that they're doing these tests now, and it's to see who is going to be a good agent, but they barely trained them. So like, I feel like these tests are premature. Yeah. He's going to take away these people's powers because they didn't pass the test, but you didn't train them to pass the test.
But maybe that's the point.
Well, it's to see who has natural skills.
Yeah, and more just, he needs a reason to get rid of the Tomorrow people. So he's going to train them, but hey, if you don't make it, you lose your power. That's one less of you I have to deal with.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe. That Jedikiah, he's a weird guy too.
He is a weird guy. But
so as Steven's going through this training, Hillary basically kicks his butt in the training.
That was so great. When she's like, wait. Oh, God, no. Oh, that was so great.
Like, oh, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
He's
throws
so
into the ceiling.
Stupid.
Yeah, come on, Steven.
Oh, that was a rookie mistake,
yes.
Steven.
Yeah,
rookie.
And then also as he's training, he is jumping back and forth between Cara, between the Tomorrow people and Ultra.
Right.
And Julian is out there, basically terrorizing people.
Yeah.
And he targets rich people. Rich humans that he just wants to,
as he should.
Yeah, that he, and I feel like the house that he was in, like his headquarters, is the same house that they robbed this guy. They tried to rob him. Died in. That she died in. Yeah.
I definitely got that same vibe. I think that might be the same.
I feel like it was. I feel like it looked the same. The railing where he flew that guy off of.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely that same house, which. Hey, I guess he maybe took over that guy's identity and is able to live there, and nobody knows that.
Well, that's the thing, is they said that he was gone for a while. He just came back.
Yeah.
And the house was abandoned.
So, but yeah, so he has a massive group of kind of like his own little army.
Yeah, and they're called the Saps.
Yes, which, I want to know what a Sap is.
Yeah.
We were talking about that a few minutes ago.
Right.
What do we think that is? It's obviously another division of the Tomorrow people.
They clearly already have a better name.
Yes.
Than the Tomorrow people.
But yeah, so I think we'll definitely see Julian again.
Oh, I agree.
And yeah, so I like the flashbacks of Cara.
Yeah.
Seeing her past even more, and I feel like as much as he kept telling her she was weak, I feel like she wasn't weak. She was just more human back then.
Right.
She had sympathy.
Yeah, she had just discovered her powers and was on her own. She wasn't weak. She was scared.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference.
Yeah, so as they rob that guy and he ended up being home, Nelly gets shot because Cara lets him go. Yeah. Which is, the
only question that came up for me during that part was when he was saying, like, you could let me go and I will just leave. She can read his mind. Why didn't she?
Well, maybe she wasn't used to using her powers that much then.
Yeah, but this man, your friends have tied him up. You're in charge of watching him. He says, you could just let me go and I'll leave. Like, whatever. You can read minds. Why would you just untie him and trust that he's going to leave?
I guess she was just trusting enough to think he was going to leave.
I guess she was trusting enough.
I think she was just in that frame of mind, and she was she's been with humans all of her life.
That's true.
Why wouldn't this guy just leave as he, says he's going to? But he doesn't. He comes back with a huge gun and kills her.
Nelly. Oh, poor Nelly.
Yeah.
So sad.
But it seemed like Julian had a new kind of like love interest, the blonde.
Yeah, but clearly he didn't care about her.
No, he definitely did not.
That was great.
Yeah. He just like threw her around the room.
Flung her at Steven. It was beautiful.
And I thought a funny line that I liked from Russell was when Steven was telling them about the, him having to prove himself at Ultra, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know Ultra had a Tri-Wizard tournament."
Yeah, that was great.
I was like, "Oh, Harry Potter reference,
awesome."
Oh. And Cara wanted to kind of stay out of the whole Julian situation and let Ultra deal with it.
Yeah, and I think that was the right decision on her. But I think she knows how dangerous he is, and that she met him, he wasn't even as dangerous as he is now.
Yeah,
when
he was more it was just him and Nelly at the time,
and they were just robbing people. And he got more dangerous,
and got more into his drug of choice,
creepiness.
Yeah.
And I think she had the right idea to stay out of it, and it disappointed me that she didn't trust her gut.
No, yeah, I liked how it ended with they were like, well, he's gonna use your weakness, and she's like, well, I think she said, I'll use his.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a cool line.
Oh, it was great.
And she had Russell kind of go undercover, at least not undercover, but just more recon, watching them.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting destroyed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Poor Russell.
So sad.
Yeah.
In my notes I wrote Russell, just like, oh, Russell does recon. And then as the beatings began, I put an exclamation point next to Russell, so it now says Russell.
Yeah, he ended up, facing off with Julian and kind of got the upper hand at first, but then Julian just kind of overpowered him.
Yeah.
And just beat the crap out of him.
Well, at that moment I realized that's how they could kill.
Yeah, just
is one at a time.
Yeah. I mean, that we hasn't really been explained of can they kill, like they're supposedly not able to kill. Right. But yeah, if I beat the crap out of someone, then you beat the crap out of someone.
Right.
You're gonna eventually beat them down.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like if they hadn't gotten Russell back, he would have died.
Yeah. Well, maybe because they found him on a train.
Right.
That I don't know how they found. Maybe he must have talked to them, and that's how he found them.
Julian said that Cara said that Julian left him on a train for them to find.
Yeah.
I'm sure she felt it.
Mm-hmm. And Julian got his rush of, beating the crap out of him.
Gross.
And then he was like, who wants to go next? And,
yeah.
And they all just piled on. Whoever did the makeup for him, that was awesome.
Oh, it was really brutal and disgusting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good job.
He came back with, his nose just gushing. It was just like blood all over his nose.
I feel like his mouth was full of blood.
Yeah. I wonder how they, I don't know, wonder if they just like, if that was makeup or if he had to like put a whole bunch of like cotton balls or something in his mouth to like, make his cheeks.
It was
pop out like
it was
that.
disgusting and wonderful. Yeah. Makeup people.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So Russell's kind of out of action for the rest of the episode. And one thing that I thought was kind of weird, I didn't understand at the very beginning of the episode, they showed John. And did you see that he like disconnected the computer, like Tim.
Right.
They never really said why he did that. I don't know if he was doing like some maintenance or something.
He was working on Tim.
Yeah.
I think, and then he disconnected him.
Yeah. I thought maybe that was going to come into play later, but it didn't.
No, and then Tim was on later on.
Yeah.
And he said something.
Tim had the best line of the night.
I wrote it down.
I wrote that down too. But yeah, so as Steven is working with Ultra, him and Hillary are kind of become buds.
Yeah.
They end up finding Julian, but Hillary kind of blows it for him by making some noise because she followed him. Yeah.
Did you recognize who Hillary is?
She looks so familiar.
It's Alexa Vega.
And I'm like, what is she from?
She's the little girl from Spy Kids.
I was like, the name sounds really familiar, and she looked familiar, but I was like, I don't know what she's in.
Yeah, that is the girl from Spy Kids.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And she's gonna be around for a little bit.
Okay. So she's not gonna die yet, but I don't think she will.
I mean, she didn't die in today's episode.
Exactly. But yeah, so she ended up following him, and she told him, you got to work on, people tracking you.
Yeah. At least she warned him before she
did.
Continued to track him.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, she tracked him down, kind of blew the whole mission.
Yeah.
At least the first part of the mission.
She blew the whole mission.
Yes. And then Cara said, she wanted to use, Julian's weakness because he's going to use her weakness.
Right.
She shows up, busts down the door of that house, which is sweet looking.
Yeah.
Just, just with her arm.
She's a lot stronger than I think anyone gives her credit for.
Yes.
I know that Steven's real special and all, but I feel like she's also really strong with her powers.
Yeah. And I think it's cool to have like that strong female lead character.
Oh, yeah. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I think it works well for this show. It's a show that, Steven can, kick butt, John can kick butt, Russell can, but she can too when it comes down to it.
Russell was pretty disappointing this episode.
I kind of have to agree with you on that because I feel like there's been other episodes where he's,
such a better fighter.
Yeah. I think it just, you have to, give it up to Julian, and he's just been around longer and he's more powerful.
My
than him.
assumption is that the idea behind that fight, because we've seen Russell really kick ass, is that Russell really kicks ass, but Julian is so much better.
Yes.
That and Russell had been training the Tomorrow People all day, so he must have been exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he was.
He said he was tired.
I don't know how exhausting that is for him because I think he just kind of stands there and goes, okay.
Do this.
Yeah.
Do
Teleport here. Do this.
Yeah.
Talk to them there. Yeah. And one thing I also found that was kind of weird was when Steven was training and Cara was calling for him, he was like talking out loud and not in his mind.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I mean, I think it was more of a visual effect, but I don't like it because he's inside Ultra, talking.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, Steven.
Especially at the beginning of the episode when Jedikiah calls him and says, study breaks over.
Yeah.
Like, clearly he's paying attention to you, and here you are inside the building talking to her.
Yeah.
Come on, Steven, you're begging to get caught.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't, and especially when the other trainees are there with him and that trainer.
Yeah.
I just dumb move, Steven. Dumb move. And she did it too. She kind of talked to him too, but she was more in the headquarters in there.
She's alone.
I call it the Tomorrow People's lair.
Yeah, it's the lair.
Yeah.
Lair.
Yeah, we don't have a word for that yet. So I was gonna say the TP lair, but that just sounds weird.
Well, they refer to it as the lair when they talk about removing Charlotte. They say we want Charlotte out of the lair.
Oh, I didn't. I just actually wrote that down.
No,
not thinking they actually said it.
Megan
awesome.
says it.
Sweet.
Morgan.
Morgan said that. Yes, we saw Morgan a little bit in this episode.
Morgan. You know what? She looks like a Megan. I'm sorry, guys. Looks like a Megan. But yeah, Morgan said it.
Yeah, and Charlotte was a big part of this episode.
Charlotte.
I really like her character. John was basically working with her to.
He was so good.
Yeah, to take her anger and put it towards the good and use that anger towards her powers and use them in that way.
Well, that was the kind of training I expect them to have in Ultra.
Yeah.
Before they test you. But it was also really nice to see John take this step back. I'm not the leader. I'm going to step back and babysit, basically.
Yeah.
This traumatized little girl. And it was just so cute. And
it was good.
He's winning Cara back.
And I like that we kind of got a little light shed on him he said, I was taken by Ultra when I was your age or maybe younger. So, I mean, how old do you think Charlotte is? Has maybe like 12, 13? Or is she older than that?
I think she's younger than that.
Oh, okay. All right.
She had a stuffed animal rabbit or whatever last week.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I feel like she's 10.
Okay. So, yeah. So, say John was taken when he was 8. Where,
Yeah.
Why did they take him when he was that young? What's going on with that?
Right.
I
mean, aren't powers not supposed to come in until you're like after puberty?
I would think,
High
but
school?
maybe
Some
it
are
outbreaks
younger.
before that.
All right.
I'm not sure. I need a rule book on this.
Yeah.
We need some.
They need to tell us these things.
Yes. Yeah. Because they say it's at the when you break out or whatever. Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna guess. It's always like got to be like 13 or 16 or something.
Some good number.
Yeah, around that age.
Yeah.
But as an episode goes on, we see, the big fight scene at the end.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Cara comes in. She has her people. Julian has his gang. And the awesome fight breaks out between everybody. And as Julian is kind of getting the upper hand.
Her people leave.
Yes. And she starts freaking out. No, don't leave. No.
So good.
I knew it was a trap.
Everyone knew it was a trap.
it was a trap. I can't believe Julian didn't know it was a trap.
That was disappointing that he didn't catch on. There was no way. They all came in. Were clearly. I thought she was going to disappear. I thought that was part of the trap. Was that they'd be fighting them and losing, and then disappear, and then Ultra would come.
Yeah.
In. That's how I thought I thought that was the plan.
Yeah, kind of when they were up on the top of the staircase, I thought she was going to just disappear, and then Steven and then everyone was going to come in.
But what she did was so much better.
Yeah. So, oh my God, why am I blanking of what she did?
What, do you not remember what she did?
I don't know.
It's
been a long day.
Oh.
No. Go ahead. You tell them what they did. What she did.
It was I can't believe you. It was so great. She disappears, and who is left? Charlotte.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I didn't read my notes down further. That's why.
Charlotte. Wait, I don't even have that written down. Charlotte. It was so great. They used Charlotte's strength.
Anger and, yeah.
They said, you have panic attacks that debilitate us.
Yeah.
Let's use it.
Yeah, so she freaks out, does her
Screamy
mind.
thing.
Yeah. And it just, disabled all of the other the saps in the room. If you want to say that. Yes. And
the criminal gang of saps.
Yes, and they couldn't jump to leave.
Yeah.
So Cara and Charlotte disappear. Then Steven and the Ultra team comes in.
Yeah, that's when they come in.
Yes. And of course, Julian is upstairs. Steven, chases after him.
Yeah.
And tries to shoot him with their guns.
I think they have tasers.
I couldn't tell what they didn't really slow him down. Maybe there's some kind of special serum in it or something that slows the Tamar people down.
I thought it was a tranquilizer or
maybe it was.
taser.
Yeah.
But it didn't do anything.
No, he shot him once and
then he left.
Yeah. Well, at first he threw that girl.
Yeah, of course he threw his new girlfriend.
Onto Steven, and then Julian escapes.
Yeah.
So we didn't get him. We know he's still out there because we find out that
he
picks up another girl at the end of the episode,
So
doing
gross.
exactly what Cara was doing, stealing food.
I like
that.
much the same place.
Yes, it was exactly the same place.
I really like that this girl went with a carb as opposed to a fruit. Because I feel like Cara was probably starving after that apple.
Yeah.
If she even kept it.
I'm sure she did. I'm sure she ate it.
And it was
I'm sure
delicious.
she had to. Yeah. I mean, she looked so famished and she needed to eat. And
She did look like a wet rat.
She did, yeah.
As Julian called her.
Before she got, showered and made
Nellified.
up. Yes, exactly.
Nellified. Heck yeah.
And then, back at Ultra, Jedikiah is happy with Steven, but wishes he would have caught Julian.
Yeah. He was like, well, all right, you did good.
And he said, he asked Steven to evaluate the team. He said, well, no, it's a tie.
Right.
And Jedikiah is like, well, don't you want to weed out the weak ones now?
Right.
And he's like, no, I'll get them killed later. He should have said it to him.
He should have said it. No, I think what really... Steven is not... He's not cut out to be an Ultra agent. Everyone's aware of this.
Yes.
His teammates, and I'm almost positive Jedikiah is not dumb.
Yeah. No, he's very smart.
And he knows that Steven is not cut out for this. But he keeps pretending that he's part of the Ultra team, and he's going to get the Tomorrow people killed.
Yeah.
He's being really dumb and irresponsible. And I didn't expect him to stay playing both sides this long in the show.
I figured he'd get caught,
way
by
early
now.
on.
But I think it goes back to kind of what we were talking about last week, like Jedikiah needs them around, kind of. So but I think he needs Steven around to infiltrate the Tomorrow people. Like I think he likes that he goes back and forth and is finding out what they're doing and comes back and
right. I could see that.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think this evaluation that he's going through is really just gonna reveal him for the poorly masked traitor that he is.
Because he has too much of a heart to be an agent.
Oh yeah.
So
that's his huge weakness. Is that he's a decent guy, as Hillary calls him.
Yeah.
And then she goes and follows him.
Yes. yeah. He was with Astrid about to, going to school.
About to cheat on a test.
Yeah.
Which, I gotta be honest, I definitely was thinking that same thing. Like, he doesn't need to study.
But, I mean, I think Astrid is very smart, but also, like, wouldn't you... I mean, maybe she's the smartest person in the class, but I'd go for the smartest person in the class.
Right. I'm not saying he needed to cheat off her. I'm saying there's no doubt in my mind that he never needs to study again.
Yeah.
He can cheat in every class. And I'm surprised that he doesn't.
Yeah, because we saw it with the basketball.
Oh, I guess he's a decent guy.
Yeah, I guess he is. For now.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what happens later with Steven. But
and then he brings up, just that quick scene with Astrid. He then brings up that he knows that she's in love with him.
Yeah, and that's why she's going to let him cheat on the test.
I would have, if I were her, I would have been so angry.
Yeah, and it kind of trailed off, and then we saw Hillary following him. But yeah, it was a weird place for him to say that to her. Like, I think it's more they're buddy kind of thing. But that is a messed up thing to say,
especially
to the girl.
Because it was such a big deal when he read her mind and found that, and it was such a big deal. They fought, and she didn't want to talk to him, and it was a really personal thing. And here he is just like throwing it in her face. Like, remember that time you said you were in love with me? That was pathetic.
And I read it in your mind?
Yeah.
You didn't say it out loud. I read it in your mind.
Even though you asked me to never read your mind.
Yes.
I decided to do that. And now we're joking about me cheating on a test. And so I'm going to throw it in your face.
Yeah.
That was just obnoxious.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Kind of weird for that. And, the group did accept Charlotte into the Tomorrow people. Although,
what other person had to prove themselves?
Yeah, I feel like they all, and I like John's kind of like speech to Cara where he's like, you gave them hope when I couldn't give them hope. So I like that part of, she does bring out the best in everyone.
Yeah.
Being the new leader of the group.
Right. I think she also made a really great statement and stance as a leader when they were trying to kick out Charlotte. And she said, like, we didn't kick you out when you had problems. And that was a really important and wonderful statement that needed to be said. And I love at the end when everyone applauded for Charlotte.
Yeah, I like that. That was cool.
Yeah.
Good scene. And Morgan is now accepting of her too into the group, as Morgan just kind of hangs out down below. And is she ever going to go above ground anymore?
I don't think so. But I love... Well, no, because she's supposed to be dead.
Oh, yeah. She is. So.
Just like Cara's supposed to not have powers.
Yeah. Well, no, but they did explain. She said that they found a serum.
Right. But, no, I think my favorite part was when Morgan was like, I don't do kids. Like, I don't know how to deal with it. And I was like, good. I definitely expect them to, like, force that. And I like that she was like, I don't know how to deal with kids. This isn't I don't do this.
Yeah, and then Russell wanted to take a victory lap, but he could barely stand.
And he didn't do anything to be victorious.
Yeah. He just basically got himself in trouble.
Yeah.
And then the final scene was the last scene in the lair with Cara with Tim.
Yes.
So, or Steven comes in and just says that, he basically said, she's not weak.
Yeah.
And that,
pep talk that she already got from John.
From John. And he said, well, I guess, he and I both care about you.
Yeah.
And that made it a little awkward. So he decided to leave and go check on Russell. And Cara says, oh, why can't I just figure out them? And Tim's response is, perhaps you enjoy being pursued by two equally desirable mates.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Perhaps you enjoy the thrill of being pursued simultaneously by two equally desirable mates. Way to say what we're all thinking, Tim.
Yeah, I like Tim.
Love Tim. I can't wait for Tim and Alice to meet and discuss.
Yeah.
Alice, the new computer at Ultra.
From Ultra. Yeah. I think they'll have to meet up and, work something out. Maybe
argue.
Because, I'm sure Alice has better updates than Tim, so he'll need to steal them from her or something. But overall, I thought this was a really good episode. A lot going on. Mm-hmm. A lot of jumping back and forth. I like the flashback.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a John flashback.
Another one?
Yeah, which I think we need to. I want to see, when John was originally taken by Ultra.
We saw him.
At the but when he said when he was a kid they were taken.
Yeah, we saw that.
When?
He was not kidnapped, but he was taken from a foster father who was abusive.
Oh my gosh. See, sorry.
How?
It's been a long day. I got to wake up early too. But yeah, so we did see John being taken. Yeah.
I want to see when John and Cara met.
Yes, that's going to be next.
How they got to where they are. I loved this episode. I think it was really great to get this backstory because we know very little about Cara aside from where she grew up. And it was just a nice... They're like building their team. We're seeing other people, other teams, which really answers a lot of questions because... it's not just in New York and it's not just these kids.
Yeah.
There are other people.
And I feel like there's a lot of older people that are like that too.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen either.
Right. Yet.
Yeah. Because I know someone wrote on the board last week on the YouTube comments and they're like, well, how old is Cara? How old do you think she is? Because I can't tell.
Yeah. I was thinking about that because... The flashback was 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a teenager then.
Yeah. Because she was like a teenager when she ended up, figuring out her powers and killing that kid.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. So she was at least maybe 16 then.
Right.
So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, like 21, 22-ish.
But I think she's like 28.
I don't... Oh, you mean in real life? The actress or no?
I don't know.
I would say she's around 22 or 23.
The character.
Yeah.
But the actress.
I think the actress is a little older than that. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So
it's a very gray line of...
Yeah.
Because then Steven is what, 17 or 18?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. But she seems so much older.
Yeah, she does. She seems like she's like late 20s.
Yeah.
Not early 20s.
No. So. Late 20s at the earliest.
Yeah. But do you have any predictions now for next week?
Oh,
your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Here are my predictions for next week because I saw the next
preview.
Week. Yeah. Peter, that's going to be a big thing.
Yeah, it looks like Steven knocks him off a cliff.
Yeah. I think Hillary is going to end up being Steven's new partner to be able to monitor him, whatever. And I think she's going to be around for a little bit. I think Julian will eventually return, not next week, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think Astrid, I don't want to say she's going to die because I don't think she's going to die, but something terrible is going to happen to her that's going to ruin the friendship.
Yeah, well, it looks like John is helping out Astrid.
Right.
And it looks like she says John gets shot. Somebody gets shot next week.
Somebody's going to get shot.
I couldn't really tell exactly who it was.
Of course not. It could be Nelly for all we know.
It could be, yeah. Yeah, and it was awesome, Steven throwing him off. And yeah, my prediction, I think that Luca, Steven's brother, will eventually have powers.
Oh, for sure.
Because I think it's a thing of like, then Jedikiah will be even more jealous because he didn't get him at all.
Yeah.
And yet his brother's sons, both of them got powers.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I totally agree. I thought about that today too.
And I had another one, but I forgot it.
I'm sorry.
Next week I'll figure that out. But so where can they find you at?
The people can find me online at yael.tv. That's yael.tv. And on Twitter at Yael Tygiel. YAELTYGIEL.
Gotcha. And they can find me on Twitter at TomTheCom. And you can see me here on Tuesday night at 11 o'clock doing Supernatural and 10 o'clock doing WWE Main Event. And anything else?
Hopefully I'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I will see you guys next week, too. Have a good week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.